Hello, welcome back to Blender Sushi Live Noding. Today we will be exploring animation nodes LSystem. This is one of a very interesting subject because the LSystem itself can be kind of like a chapter in a book. So the best way to start, if you actually search for Jacques Lucke LSystem animation nodes tutorial, you're gonna find it. Oh, my internet's broken. But anyway, this is the documentations that Jacques Lucke actually have while he was doing his video tutorial. There are 3 videos for you to study before you are doing what I'm doing. Okay, what I'm doing is actually also completely random, but it was based on LSystem. So you can see here, I have this weird code things that's generating this kind of random symbols, but this symbol is interpreted by LSystem that Jacques Lucke designed to give you all kind of different results. All right, so it's like a character, but sometimes it looks like a furniture. But anyway, let's just jump into it. So I'm gonna copy this and I will save it into my new blend files. So I'm gonna work like this. Turn this into a text, new text. This is the bit of nodes that you can use. So we need animation nodes, and I will set it so it doesn't calculate all the time. It only when the frame is changed or when the tree is changed. Okay, and I will create the starting node, LSystem. So a single node, but very powerful. You can actually Google LSystem and find lots of information about it. There are actually like Houdini tutorials on LSystem as well. It could be slightly different, but for what we are doing, we need at least this to start with. So I'm gonna delete everything, create a new target object, mesh plug. Okay, so we need something to start with. We can start with FF. So FF will give you something. So you can't see anything yet. That's because in the latest Blender version, if you have just point and edges, you can't actually see anything until you go to edit mode. If you hit tab, so suddenly something appears, and you go back to object modes, so you can't really see that. Maybe unless you go to wireframe. But so your FF give you 2 lines going up. So imagine like a turtle with starting point at 0, 0, 0. F will make the turtle walk up 1 unit depending on this step size. FF will make it walk 2 units. Okay, it disappeared again. Okay, this what annoys me a little bit at first, but I have an idea. We're gonna use SVerchok and use this target object as an input, and I'm gonna use viewer draw. So control click, I will have this viewer draw nodes, so it's drawing something, so now it's not completely invisible. We're gonna use SVerchok for that. All right, cool. Now we can actually, if I run the playback while changing the unit, you can see the turtle. We can change the step size of the turtle. The rest of them doesn't make sense yet. Generations, angle, all doesn't make sense. By default, the angle is 90 degrees, right? You will see very quickly if we use the rotation left and rotation right symbol, we can rotate the turtle. So I just rotate the turtle. So 3 steps. Number 3, because of the plus, the turtle actually turn right. If you make minus F, turtle turn left again. 90 degree, and it seems like it's going up again. So you can make the turtle actually going around. Oh, we are using SVerchok, right? We don't need the face for now, just the vertices and edges. Okay, turn that off. So we can make this another plus, so it's gonna go down. What really funny, we can make the turtle, we can split the turtle, kind of like make duplicates of the turtle, so it's turtle can go down over there and also go up. So suddenly the turtle is splitting. Right, so that's the interesting part. So this symbol suddenly create this. And while this is running, I like it running, so it's keep updating. You can change the angle. Suddenly you have some kind of something that looks like an antenna. So this is actually the start of my idea. It's making, maybe we can make some kind of randomness creature generator from this, right? So, right, writing down the symbol can get you somewhere. In fact, it's actually quite interesting. If you want to start adding randomness, you can start putting this tilde symbol. So let's try, instead of minus, and what if we just put a tilde somewhere? So let's try tilde F and tilde F here too. Update. So then suddenly we have something that's a bit random. If we randomize the seed, you can see that that branch is suddenly turtle is drunk and it goes all over. Doesn't have any direction anymore. So somewhere here I can make the turtle also drunk. Here, put a tilde. So now if we are using frame, plug this into the seed, right? It's a bit random. Suddenly it lost its direction, but it's actually where things get interesting. Of course, we don't want the turtle to be too drunk. I don't know if we can add some kind of limitation here, like maybe that will work. Yeah, apparently that will work. See, turtle is drunk, but still have some kind of directions, and I'm limiting the randomness with this bracket under 30. So okay, all of this symbol is in this documentation. I didn't use all, like roll clockwise and roll counterclockwise is maybe also something you can use, and pitch up and pitch down. However, yeah, there's also like A, B, tropism. However, I generally use plus minus. There is this F to go forward without geometry. So imagine this turtle, if he wants to walk without being traced, if you change this FF, capital FF with lowercase ff, and update it, so you suddenly the turtle doesn't have starting points that disappear. It's still there. So all right, so let's continue on. From here, there is something interesting here that you might notice: rules. So rules and LSystem, it's starting to get quite interesting once you actually use rules. It's a complex thing, but doesn't need to be complex. Like for example, how can I explain this? Just start with a text list, create a text list, and with this text list we can create rules, lots of rules, not just a single rules. So let me quickly make something. So let's make a rule. So we are back with just FF. Turtle goes up twice. Why don't we put A here? A is a symbol. We can use that. We can use A, B, X, Y, Z symbol variables. Let's use A for now. And with the rules, we can actually work with generations. If we make our rules and we say it's A equal f plus f plus f inside bracket and minus f inside bracket, we are basically, oops, making a branch. Let me, okay. I don't like this button. It keeps deleting things very, very quickly, but be careful anyway. So if we use the generation, nothing seems to be happening. I wonder why. Ah, okay, it works. It works. I don't know why it didn't work before. Okay, it works only one time. That's really interesting, right? Suddenly we have branching. It's these rules is replacing the generations with a split. If we put another A in here, the next generations will use that and keep building that branching. So we can actually just have FA here, and we have that branching. So that's one thing. If you want to go crazy very, very quickly, I can show. We can have this something. FAB is a verb, right? FAB. What is B? What is B? We can say B is equal A FA, and then rerun it. Okay. Suddenly, we have some kind of child there being born, kind of being offset slightly, which is pretty interesting as well. What if we FA? What if? So we have splitting. How can we make another split over there? That will be pretty interesting. Yeah, currently it's just going up. It's not yet interesting. I don't know. Maybe I have to use seed or something. If you actually want to see what it's been doing with the symbol, let's see. Why don't we use a viewer, plug the symbol output, so you can see this is what it's being generated on the fly. It's not something that we write manually anymore. This nodes LSystem generate this on the fly based on the generations. For each generation, it's gonna create that. Why don't we put B here? Then what's gonna happen? Still nothing interesting. Why don't we just split the A and split the B? Just add the plus and minus sign. Now we have split. We can adjust the angle. Yeah, I think at some point it will say symbol limit reached. We have too many symbols being generated, so it's going to stop. But we start to get something that's slightly more interesting, I suppose. Sometimes I prefer more branching here. So maybe FA and FB. Put randomness. At some point, it will actually get too random, it's hard to read. But that's okay. That's LSystem. So we have randomness. Maybe we can put randomness also here. So I put A over there. Maybe I can put it somewhere here. So we can have 3 branch. And this also can be a split. I don't know, this might break. Yeah. Still, I think we can do more like with all this branching. It's splitting too much and it breaks the setup too quickly. We can actually start this really low, you don't need to go too far. I mean, we are not designing a plant or flower, not for this anyway. I want to design creatures, right? I want to design creatures. So can we just stop there, right? And just randomize here, just be crazy there. We have rules, so this is not totally random. We have rules there, and we can mirror it. I'll show you a little trick. Bevel the curve. Sometimes this crashes Blender sometimes. So just plug this there before we do anything too crazy. And then we use circle. Make this like a small value, 5. Plug this into bevel, vertices, and face. And the output can goes into temporal viewer or just demesh right away. Demesh. We're gonna have something. So based on that bevel curve, it's actually generating something. So bevel curve doesn't like splitting, but we want to keep that splitting. So we want to split this. Let's use polygon boom. After randomize, we plug that in. So we need to edit from where we left off. Yeah, like I said, sometimes it. Sorry about that. I should cut this part, but just gonna continue. Blender to restart. All right, cool. Let's save this as a new blend file. The one that's probably crashing it is probably this guy. So polygon boom, vertices and edges. So it's basically splitting the polygon and vertices, and we want to output this as demesh. Let's just plug this in. So okay, now we have something. But it's all separate. Let's just merge it. So it's a single object. We don't need the alpha anymore. We have beta. All right, so we are back. This L3 is currently too random. Let's just make it 2 generations. Yeah, this one is okay. It's not too complex. Right, so I like to have randomness every seed, and I like to have also randomness here on every seed. Yeah, suddenly we have some kind of art. So this guy, right, this guy is overlapping, doesn't matter. We're just gonna close the cap and the start. So we actually have just a bunch of cylinder there. We can reduce it to just a box. We still have control over the radius. Now you might probably can guess what I'm trying to do. Just go to remesh, and now we have creature generator. Okay, sort of. Yeah, maybe make it like that. Smaller radius so we can still keep our LSystem shapes. Look, this is super crazy and abstract, right? But every time I turn on mirror, it's like magic. Just turn on bisect as well. So I don't like that thin edge, so probably here we can use matrix and just move it to the side a little bit, because our tree need a bit of room. So suddenly we have this procedural generator. It's not, like I said, it looks like random. It's not really random because we still have control here. We can control the angle, things like that. We can randomize the angle, actually. Yeah, so this is the beginning of our design. I turn on smooth shading just now. So this, just a bunch of nodes, very easy to set up. Just give us this, which is, I think, pretty amazing. Such a simple rules. What is the rule? Just A and B and start with F, A, B, and some kind of random seed, and we end up with this unlimited generator of abstract looking objects. But you can always use it for something else. Probably you can definitely improve this, right? I mean, with the design of something like a human, I always say it many times, humans and stick figure, so simple, but that's only like one design. Like if you make a human like that, I mean, human with multiple arms start to look like insect, maybe antennae and tails. If you design this using LSystem, maybe you can then randomize it, have more control with the randomization. So I mirror this after the remesh. That's why we have this ugly middle. So we can actually put that up. Suddenly it's so much better, which is, I think, pretty cool. If you bake it, change this. I've done this many times. Every time I'm doing this, I get different result, which is pretty amazing. So yeah, this is how we design things in Blender. How exciting. Maybe like this, of course, you might think, okay, this is still too abstract, but you know, maybe in the future, like if you design something, if you use machine learning on top of this, machine learning can look at it, okay, I like these shapes, and then you can add more details there. You don't need to stop here. Actually, after you bevel a curve, you can always randomize. If you merge this and randomize, you can also use displace modifier, but see if I randomize here, and then if I randomize the seed, things like that. If you do this, I mean, maybe I shouldn't, but anyway, it's just an idea. That's slightly more complex and detailed, but I like it simple. If it's looking too much like a cube, you can increase the voxel here. Or maybe use like a smooth. Yeah, at any time, any point in time, if you like, I'll save this and save another one. This is just gonna be, I will share this and for you, for example, you can always increase the generations. You're gonna have different design. If you're crazy, you can change this. Look at this pattern. Maybe you can add randomness there. Maybe not too random there. Plus F, minus F, or just add randomness here. Update everything. If you got something completely different yet, maybe we have. Oh yeah, the angle, I forgot. Generations 2. Yeah, I think we already have something that's completely different. This B can be branching with another randomness. Yeah, I just killed that guy. I don't like that X over there. It's too easy to delete, but it can be handy as well. Anyway, if you like this model, for example, you can use that as starting point. Just go into Blender sculpting, turn on symmetry, and start sculpting. Why not? You know, why not? It's everything is possible. Okay, so yeah, hopefully this one is inspiring for you. Let me know if you have any more to add. Well, I'm just sculpting. I have to apply this before I sculpt actually. Now sculpt can be so much faster. You can add details. Sculpting doesn't make whole, so that's one thing to remember. However, from a shape, from these blocky shapes that you already have, you can start adding details. So the blocking part, usually the one that's kind of matter before you end up with something that's more complex and detailed. All right, so that's LSystem. I'm still learning this. I only learned it yesterday after watching the video tutorial by Jacques. So yeah, this setup for you to get started, maybe play around with this LSystem more. Like I said, simple rules that give you more will be more useful than complex one. So this is what I have the other day. This one is also completely different, but we have more interesting shapes, you see. This is what I have. If you want to study and copy, this one was actually accidental. So look at my text input. Probably this one works more interestingly because I have nested. I have double bracket inside another bracket. Try that and see what you can create. Thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Bye.